This is Holland, land of windmills and tulip fields, dikes and dunes, quaint old costumes and picturesque farms in lush green pastures below sea level. Land of milk and water, water in the maze of ditches crisscrossing the polders, water in the big rivers skirting the orchards along their banks, water in the town moats still surrounding many cities, and water in the famous canals of old Amsterdam, where history looks down upon the sightseer quietly gliding past through this Venice of the North. But this is Holland, too. For Holland is only a small country, and so you will find French cuisine and smart restaurants next door to the rural life of fishermen and farmers.
Some smoked eel to begin with, then a clear soup and some fish, a nice sole meunière or cooked turbot. No fish? What about a chicken à la king?
Yes, anything you like. If you wish, you can have the whole of Holland à la carte. What about this for a little hors d'oeuvre? These delightful creations show the new décolleté line set off by the almost bizarre contours of the black thing. I'm sorry, I don't know too much about fashion. This charming dress was especially designed to give the sun a chance to do its health-improving work. Notice the Swiss bodice of this twin set for beach wear. Let's see how it is worn outdoors on the terraces or the beaches of one of Holland's seaside resorts. Do you like to see many people? Then here's a crowd for you. But if you don't want to rub elbows with your neighbors, why, there's miles and miles of beach for you. Holland, as you know, is a land of water and fish. Coming up for air. Going down for a drink. If you prefer to be on the water rather than in or under it, why, just say so. Skiing in Holland is done in summer on those 7-league boots of modern times, your water skis. But you can go sailing, too, on one of Holland's countless lakes. There are yachts of every size and class for hire in the yachting harbors. Nothing extraordinary about this scene, you say? Then let me tell you that this is high-level sailing, for the surface of this lake lies actually above that of the surrounding land, which consists of reclaimed lakes of old times. You can land for an idyllic picnic in the meadows or on the banks, or you can moor your ship along the private pier of one of the many reputed places on the shores of these watery pleasure grounds, where you can wine and dine and dance. Yes, this sort of sailing is very soothing to the nerves indeed. But there's no plain sailing here on the Midget Golf Course. It may be less fatiguing, but it's far trickier than this one of normal size. There are so many golf courses of great scenic beauty in Holland that a crack golfer could almost play his way all over the country by driving from one course to the next. As a visitor, you can play on all of them. From the golf course to the race course. Or, if you don't like betting, to an international tournament with horsemen from all over the world. Care to ride yourself? You can hire a good horse in the riding stables of every city. And if you insist upon more excitement, you can follow the hunt. Too many obstacles? Then here's a race for you with no obstacles at all. You want it still faster? Then go to the international TT races in the north of the country. Still more power? All the racing aces are to be found on the course at Zandvoort. Too noisy for you? Then hire a car and take your wife for a pleasant drive through Holland's countryside. In every city, you can hire good modern cars with or without chauffeur. French cars, Italian, German, English, and American cars. You can make your choice, from a cozy two-seater to a grand saloon. It has its advantages to spend a few days in Holland. Holland is one of the cheapest countries in Europe, and then everything is so near. Wherever you find yourself in Holland, it's never more than a few hours driving to that charming fishing village where time seems to have stood still, Holland. Apparently, the steady and sturdy people of Volendam have not yet heard that famous proverb about washing your dirty linen in the street. There's more in Volendam, though, than dirty linen. I mean, clean washing. There are the wooden houses, many of them almost toppling over with the burden of age, just like some of the old fishermen sitting on their doorsteps. And there are the inviting small shops with the knickknacks and souvenirs where you can do some leisurely shopping. While behind you in the harbor, fishing boats are coming and going, nets are taken ashore to be repaired, and the whole of the day is unloaded. In short, where the real life of Volendam goes, and which you see displayed in miniature in the shop windows. There's real Delft blue for you. Make your choice and don't hurry. Plenty of time to be back in a big city for this sort of thing. For remember, in Holland, the rumba band is playing next door to the miller in his windmill. Aha, Daddy's night out. Babysitting. That's Baby over there. Say, these boys have a way with women. Mind the china, please. Holidaying is tough work, isn't it? So let's call it a day, for tomorrow there's another night. Another day, I mean, for the more serious aspects of life.
Straight on, there it is.
Holland possesses matchless treasures of art in its churches, old town halls, and museums all over the country. Here is the Rijksmuseum at Amsterdam, where all visitors come like pilgrims to one almost sacred room to see Rembrandt's Night Watch. But from here, it's only an hour's driving to the Maurits House in The Hague, once the residence of a seafaring Prince of Orange, now the home of such world-famous pictures as Vermeer's Portrait of a Girl and his equally renowned View of Delft. And from The Hague again, you can reach the Museum Boijmans in Rotterdam in half an hour to see the work of the great Van Gogh. You may spend a whole morning here and still be in time for the excitement of a world-famous Davis Cup match. And when the match is over, you can go shopping in the smartest shops in the nearby town. There's always a nearby town in Holland. Go shopping in Holland, and you'll learn by experience the advantages of Holland's central situation. Apart from Dutch products, you'll find all the luxuries from abroad and overseas, high-quality goods at attractive prices, gorgeous gowns, matching those from all the famous centers of the haute couture, exquisite flowers representative of this country, jewelry sparkling brightly in this land of subdued light and colors, and of course, antiques. When shopping, don't be afraid that people won't understand you. Dutchmen are polyglots. They have to be. And now you may wish to relax in the traditional Dutch way on one of the countless cafe terraces that can match those of any other metropolis. And after that, a dinner in a justly famous restaurant in the heart of a big city. Or if you want fresh air with your fresh lobsters, go to one of the many reputed places lining the boulevards of Holland's seaside resorts, scattered along the magnificent stretch of golden sandy coast. But don't forget a Dutch speciality that isn't really Dutch at all, an Indonesian rice table. It consists of innumerable small dishes, each of which helps to blend the whole into a true Oriental delight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, my, what a meal. You prefer other Oriental cooking? Here's the most ancient cuisine in the world, and still going strong. There's any amount of places to go to, modern hotels on the seaside, castles converted into hotels, and old farmhouses turned into smart restaurants. But you don't want to drink and dine and dance all the time, do you? So let's see what more Holland has to offer. This is what they call l'embarras de choix, for you'll find all the international celebrities coming to Holland to dance, to sing, or to play for you. And so, for tonight, let's choose a concert by one of the world's most famous symphony orchestras, the Amsterdam Concertgebouw Orchestra, conducted by Maestro Eduard van Beenum. upon arriving, you may have thought that all of Holland would look like this. And upon leaving now, you might think that the whole of Holland looks like this. But in between picturesque Holland and fashionable Holland, there is a third Holland, this. Industrial and commercial Holland, importing and exporting Holland, seafaring Holland, carrying the Dutch colors to the four corners of the world. Holland with miles of bridges across its big rivers and hundreds of fast modern trains for its dense railroad network. Holland building scrapers and creating its own modern architecture. 20th century Holland culminating in Flying Holland. And Flying Holland embodied by those three KLM that stand for Royal Dutch Airlines will now take you back to New York or Istanbul, to Beirut, Cairo or Tokyo, to Sydney or Johannesburg, or to any town in Europe. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines brought you here. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines will take you to your next destination. Just say when and don't say goodbye. Once you've been to Holland, you're bound to come back, and there no longer exists such a word as goodbye. And so it will be bon voyage and au revoir.